What's up? So in this module, we're going to be going over a ton of different lead examples, or I mean, at least several, 6 or 7 maybe. And I'll read the leads to you and we'll look at where they match up with the sales letter outline that I've shared in the past. And I'll kind of talk then more deeply about what I think is good or bad about the leads, what I like about them, all that kind of stuff as well. So I've got them all on another screen you can't see, and I've got to figure out here, which one do I want to start with? I think I want to start with a sports betting one, actually. So this is one that I wrote, see if I can flip myself in the middle, kind of not be in the way. Hopefully, try to figure out where to put myself, that it won't be too annoying. Yeah, put myself in the middle for now. Because really, actually I can put myself here because this part is all you need to see, right? The lead. And obviously I've got 2 monitors, so I'm looking to the side, that's why. But I kind of like being on video, just being, over the shoulder, all that kind of stuff. So this is one like where I wrote these offers back in the day for some guys who were selling these like football, as in soccer, betting tips overseas in Europe. So it's for people who were betting on different football matches and who wanted to be more consistent. They're mostly winning half the time, and these guys had different software and things that could help people win up to 8 out of 10 times. Of course, that didn't happen all the time, but that was sort of the big promise. So I wrote this one in, I guess, early 2014, and it would have been around the time I was developing RMBC. I honestly don't know if I would have had RMBC completely completed yet or not. But I think it's a good lead and it's kind of cool. And let's read through it and then we'll kind of see from there where it matches with the outline, and we'll talk about everything else. So, the headline: tired of always making deposits into your betting account instead of withdrawals? Limited time only. Rogue mathematician reveals the secret behind a football betting formula so powerful it accurately predicts 80% of all match outcomes. Read below to see how easy it is to start winning 8 out of 10 football bets you place with no limit for the rest of your life. So let's go ahead and just talk about the headline and we'll go into the lead. I think this part's good. It does, we're calling out a pain point. Always making deposits into your bank account instead of withdrawals. I guess is it withdrawals or withdrawals? I don't even know. I'm guessing it's withdrawals. There's a urgency. Rogue mathematician reveals the secret. There's curiosity right there. We don't have a time frame to achieve results. I'm not going in order, but I'm going through the headline checklist, which is a module that you'll see in the next one. I guess the funny thing is thinking about the order of this. I want to do headlines in the next one, and we're going to do them in more depth in the next one, but I'll kind of pull it up really quick to just show you the general checklist now, and then we're going to go in that in more detail in the next module. But really quickly, just so you can see, the checklist, right, is curiosity, calling out the pain point, promising solution, specificity, simplicity, credibility, addressing skepticism, and time frame to achieve results of the promise. So curiosity for sure, right? Rogue mathematician reveals the secret. Count the pain point, yes. Promising solution, accurately predicts 80% of all match outcomes. Start winning 8 out of 10 football bets you place with no limit for the rest of your life. Specificity, 80%, 8 out of 10. Maybe 82%, 82.5% may have been better. It's hard when it's 8 out of 10, but that may have made it even better. Simplicity. So let's see how easy it is to start winning, and this promo did do quite well for the client, but I do wonder, I was saying here about how you don't need to be a mathematician to use it. I think would have improved the conversions on this, and I didn't have that. Credibility, addressing skepticism, not a ton, but I guess the rogue mathematician, at least there's a little bit of credibility there. Somebody who I think is a better, you think, oh, maybe they know something I don't. They know the numbers. They can play the spread, things like that. And then time frame to achieve results of promise. There isn't that. So I'm not. A lot of these won't have headlines, but since this one did, I figured might as well run through that with you. Okay, so let's go through this lead. I'm going to read the whole lead and then come back here. It's not too long, and you'll notice that's pretty common. So, dear friend, every piece of football betting advice, every hot tip, and every scrap of insider information you've ever received will guarantee that you lose at least $10,000 over the course of your lifetime. That's because no matter how much you trust the person giving you this information, it is statistically impossible for them to predict the outcome of these matches. They may think they have the bulletproof strategy, or that the tip they are giving you is the lock of the century, but much more often than not, they are dead wrong, which means you'll just keep losing. And while that may sound harsh, you already know it's true. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be visiting this site, you'd be outside with your family, swimming in your heated pool, or taking your girlfriend shopping because you know what a new purse may get you around bedtime, or living in a 47th-story hotel suite in Monaco, or Las Vegas or Macau. So the fact that, I'm going to come back to this purse line in a minute. So the fact that you are here shows me that you aren't where you want to be in your life. You're frustrated about losing more money than you win, of seeing cash exit your bank account almost every match, and always telling that same story to your friends and family of how I should have won, but then the strangest thing happened. But hope is just around the corner. In the next 2 minutes, I will prove to you without a shadow of a doubt just how simple it is to make more than 25,000 euros per year from the comfort of your own newly furnished home, or while drinking at a pub with your mates, or while vacationing in Miami. You'll also find out why a complex mathematical formula that took me more than 5 years to develop, that others would kill to get in their hands, can be the instant trigger that increases your winning percentage by as much as 80%. Because the truth is, no advice, tips, or sage wisdom will ever transform you from a permanent loser to an 8 out of 10 time winner, but mathematics will. I have never seen anything like this. In my first 2 weeks using your formula, I have won 83% of my bets for a 26,700 haul. Seriously, I didn't pass 6th grade math class, but this is such an easy solution. I'm so thankful I found your site and that you're still accepting new clients. Thomas in Dunblack, Ireland. My name is Gareth Henderson, and since I could walk, I've been obsessed with only two things, football and numbers. In my past life as a financial analyst for one of the largest banks in the world, I played with statistics all day long. And from there, it goes into the lead. So this is actually start of the background story of who am I? Right, that's right here. So, okay, I like the headline, which is doing a lot of the problem. And the headline is calling out the problem as well. And then in the lead here, every piece of advice, right, every hot tip, everything will guarantee you lose $10,000 over the course of your lifetime. So this is like a very contrarian lead out of the gate, right? It's like kind of just, it's sort of like a, I think it just said is wrong. If all the stuff you've received is wrong or isn't going to help, it would be one thing. But I think saying will guarantee that you lose at least 10,000 euros is enough to get people's attention. So I think that's one of the reasons that works there. It is kind of discounting solutions, right? Right. That's because no matter how much you trust the person, how great, it's statistically possible for them to predict the outcome of these matches. Kind of teasing the mechanism a little bit here, not a ton, but really kind of going down the pain point. Here's where we're really doing a good job of, we're not teasing an emotional discovery story, but we are creating emotion for them. That's one thing really that I think is an important element, is even if you don't have an emotional discovery story, you can still be creating a lot of emotion and using emotion. And that's one thing, honestly, going through a lot of my sales letters, and especially my older sales letters, from like sort of my peak as far as being prolific goes, so 2014, 15, 16, 17, I guess. And then I've had some good stretches. I mean, the cool thing, not to start talking about myself, but the cool thing about me is that I'm actively doing this now too, right? I have stuff that's actively crushing and going well now. But one thing I'm feeling inspired by as I've made this course, going through it, is how, like, damn, I used to do such a good job of just painting a picture of life and really taking it to a whole nother level and dimension, like what we call dimensionalizing benefits. So it's not just have money, but it's like dimensionalizing, like going through layers, like swimming in your heated pool, taking your girlfriend shopping, or pain points too, like really taking them to different and deeper levels. So, this stuff here, it's like kind of teasing some of the emotion and frustration about it. This line here is obviously, looking back at it, it's a little bit cringeworthy. It was written in 2014 and obviously it's 2020 now. I don't know if I fully regret it, because I think a lot of the target demographic was, men who were like kind of single, hanging out at the pub, kind of like guy talk type stuff, and that's kind of one of the purposes of this letter. And so from that perspective, maybe it's not. Honestly, it's kind of sexist and chauvinistic, but I mean, it's also like kind of how maybe these men talk, or at least I assumed they would talk. And so, it is what it is, I guess. But right, painting a picture of their life, and you're doing it like it means you're not going to be doing it. So even though you're saying you're not going to be doing these things, you're also sort of like making them want to do those things, right? But the fact that you're here shows me you aren't where you want to be in your life. You're frustrated about losing more money than you win. I've seen cash exit your bank account after almost every match, and always telling that same story to your friends and family of how I should have won, but then the strangest thing happened. But hope is just around the corner. So again, more pain point. Now we're going to promise a solution though, right? I will prove to you without a shadow of doubt just how simple it is to make more than 25,000 euros per year from the comfort of your own newly furnished home, or while drinking at pub with your mates, or while vacationing in Miami. You'll also find out why a complex mathematical formula that took me more than 5 years to develop, that others would kill to get in their hands, can be the instant trigger that increases your winning percentage by as much as 80%. So that's a promise, but we're also teasing kind of the unique mechanism behind the solution, right? And it's kind of like a fascination too, for being honest. And obviously we've gone through fascinations already, so we have fascinations there, right? And then we do have like the easy who it works for kind of. I mean, it talks about how I guess it doesn't really say that this works for anybody, but it kind of like, I feel like it's kind of implied if you're at the pub or whatever. And then this idea here of I didn't pass 6th grade math class, right? But such an easy solution. So kind of the idea that it can work even if you're not mathematically savvy. Maybe that could have been done a little bit higher up, but I think it's fair. There's a bit of a qualifier there. Credibility builder, again, really the mathematician is probably the biggest thing. And it does have a broad testimonial. So when you look at it from that perspective, it is covering or checking a lot of these boxes here, right? And also what's kind of nice is that this headline complex, which you're going to learn all about in the next module, does do a lot of the heavy lifting, because it does cover, right, calling out the pain point, promising the solution, teasing kind of a unique mechanism with actually it doesn't really tease a unique mechanism. I take that back. But yeah, it does a credibility builder a little bit. I mean, it does a lot of stuff. And again, from the contrarian aspect of it, it's not the contrarian aspect of the mechanism exactly, but it does have this contrarian start to it. So really like this lead. And yeah, so I'll just do like each one as a new video. So let me stop this one and we'll do the next one.